All right, are we live? Can you hear me? Let me know if you are in the building. Not this building, obviously. The building wherever you are. Let me know that you are tuned in to Creative Ignition session number 7. Number 7. We've been doing this a week. This kind of blows my mind with the maths, right? This is session number 7, and yet we started on Friday, and today's Thursday. So, does that mean that Friday was kind of 0 and 1 at the same time combined? Who knows? So, fantastic. Welcome. If you're on the hub, let me know you're here in the comments. If you are on Facebook Live, let me know you are here in the Facebook Live comments. And as ever, we will give it a moment or two to let people arrive. So let me know you're here. Let me know you're here. Let me know you are here. Today, sporting very special shirt, as you can see. The original. Some would say still the best. Though I think it's very hard to argue with a certain Cristiano's goal record. For those of you who don't like football, got no idea what I'm talking about, I will explain, fear not. So let me know you're here. Give me some feedback. Let me know people have arrived. So. Interesting. Getting some new things from Facebook. You're live. We're building an audience for you. Keep going. We're telling your friends to join your video. We're still spreading the word that you're live. This may take a minute. Well, it's worked because Paul's here. Welcome, Paul. Facebook, how kind you are. Miranda is here. Fantastic. Big up, Miranda. That is the most bizarre message I've ever got from Facebook. Today, you may have seen from my status in the group that Google was broken. Thankfully, you'll be relieved to know I managed to fix Google. No, seriously, it's the most insane thing. So the recorded sessions that you can check out on the hub, and if you are joining in for the first time, all the previous 6 sessions are up there on the hub. It's absolutely insane. I use Google Hangouts on air, and imagine having a house, right, where you can come in the front door and go out the back door, but you can't come in the back door. That's what Google, it was effectively doing. Big up, Michelle is here as well. Fantastic. Miranda's saying hello. Good. Very exciting session this evening. So tonight it is brand new content, brand spanking new content. Never used it before, so I'm going to be like, I'm feeling like it's going to be super cool. So that's exciting. Let me know you're here. The usual suspects. It's beautiful to have you. I'm going to check the old hub. Got a few minutes until we kick off proper. Let the stragglers arrive. Tonight, only one light. The technical difficulties yesterday was because the light that would have been here blew. So yeah. Hopefully you can still see my visage. Karen, hello. How are you? Who else is on the hub? Let's find out. Nice. Seb is with us. Fantastic. Now when did Edwin leave that? Cool, Edwin. I didn't get that question, so I will. Let's have a conversation, Edwin, and work that out. Cam is on the session. Good morning, Cam. I don't know if Amir is going to stick around. If you guys need to know anything about fitness, particularly CrossFit, Amir is your man. Amir, did you know that one of my best mates runs a massive CrossFit store in London? You guys should definitely link up. So hit me up on a message if you didn't know that and you are still watching. Cool. So yeah, brand new, fresh content. Get your pens ready. Get your brain ready. Get your heart ready. Now, let me speak about that whilst we wait for a few others to arrive. Because, some of you, I have a story going on that some of you may be thinking, God, he's doing a lot of talking about different ways of accessing, different ways of being, all this heart stuff. When's he just going to tell me how to make money from my ting? You know what I mean? So I just want to speak very quickly to the power of coming more from your heart, which is, the heart is the navigation vehicle of the new story. The head is what's got us here so far in the old story. It's done some good stuff. We're talking right now. That's pretty heady, pretty awesome. It's also meant our planet has been pillaged and our souls have been destroyed, but that's by the by. So last night after this session, I had a conversation with a dear friend who's been going through a few challenges. and we were trying to work out, it was a stuck situation, right? And we were trying to work out, we were doing some serious magician-y stuff, right? Trying to work out where's the leverage, how can we sort this out? And eventually I just was listening, I was like, let me just listen to my heart. What's my heart saying? And my heart was just like, what would love say in this situation? And that may seem a bit woo-woo, but I said, dude, we've done a lot of the head stuff. We've tried to find leverage points. And all I can say now is all that head stuff, all those stuff, let's try that. But also, I've listened to my heart, and it says, what would love do in this situation? And he called me earlier this evening, said there's been a massive shift in the impasse, and yeah, it's just beautiful. So this stuff works. This stuff really works. Joe is on the session. Joseph Kitchen, legend from down these parts in Cornwall. Like seriously, young kickboxer. You don't want to mess with Joe. Dude, if you had your GCSEs, I hope you did amazingly in them. Colleen is on the session. Amazing. So it is 9:05. We are pretty much due to start. And I'm just going to. No, let's do that. Let me get some water, and then we're going to start the session. So guys, you will need a pen and paper. If you haven't got the workbook, grab that now. And I'm going to get some water, and then we'll crack on. Sweet. Where is my water? You guys know by now, it's all about the cafetiere of water. And can I ask a massive favor to anyone, maybe Cam or anyone else? My dear brother, who is my business partner down here, is also one of my best mates down here, Harry Price, is trying to watch us. He's trying to view, but for some reason he can't work out how to access the Facebook Live video. So he's a member of the group. So if someone could go in there and get him onto the Facebook Live feed, that would be super amazing, because I'm definitely going to be referencing Harry later on in the session. So I'd love for him to be able to check us out. If you have just arrived, let me know you're here. Let me know you're on board. Oh, yeah, feeling good tonight. Feeling good tonight. Oh. I must also warn you, I had amazing dinner. So that may come and say hello at various points in inappropriate times. I'm going to check the hub again, see who's on board. Cool. Fantastic. You guys all hearing me clearly? Hearing me nice? Can I just tag him in the comments? Yes, probably do that. I can't, because obviously then I'm going to interrupt all of us. So yeah, that sounds like a great plan. So yeah, I'm doing it on my own personal feed. He's friends with me. I can't understand why it's just not coming up in his timeline. But this is wonderful, because it means we start to iron out these technological issues before we take it wider to the world and really try and serve in a bigger way. So who's on the hub? Who's on the hub? All right, yes, Edwin is with us as well. Nice. So, Edwin, I hope this session is. Why am I talking there? That's because that's where my iPad is, where I check the hub out. Edwin, I hope this session will really help as well. And definitely, let's have a quick call, because Edwin is a member of another group I'm part of with my brother Dylan, who is like just doing amazing things in the world, and he's helping us to kind of put together some online products and things. And Edwin, my strength is really helping to kind of dig out this sort of stuff that I'm going to be sharing with you. So definitely let's jump on a call. The invitation is open to anyone to jump on a call as well. So right, let's do this. I'm going to start with a little poem. And when I was doing some research for the sessions, I found this in one of the books. This is about maybe 10 years old or so. It's like a pamphlet I put together, remembering that back in the day, that was how political ideas and revolutionary ideas got spread. 10 years ago, when I share with you tomorrow what I wrote on here, it's nuts, right? It's absolutely nuts. And it just shows that all things have their time. But on the inside of the pamphlet is a poem, and it's called Ways to Kiss the Earth. And this is it. So I ripple the earth as I walk this land, a soul surrendering to love, seeking a hand to be, seeding a plan, setting magic in motion, because combine us together, we're quite a potion. So let me ignite the notion, state from the start that we heal our earth when we follow our heart. So what's your passionate spark? What's your moment's meaning? What races your pulse in your wildest dreaming? For this soul, it's believing we all are born to shine. So I offer in service to you all that is mine, all my prime, my drive, my will, and my talents, knowing if we work together, we'll restore the balance. With ever deepening roots, we'll stave off rejection, for we are blessed with a planet to let feel our loving's connection. And our present direction is like Damocles' dagger suspended, but we are the stories we tell. So let us shape the ending. And it's not endless, the list of all the things we might create. And if these words resonate, then maybe it's fate, as I state here and now, to give my all to love's worth, knowing putting smiles on faces is my reason for birth. And since our earth is roomy enough for us each to be true, come let the beauty you love be what you do. Let us embrace the mystery of all that we are, aiming to shine with love like the brightest of stars. For have we not the imagination to see beyond mere self-serving money and reach for something sweeter like poo for the honey? And of course the truth is funny, but do we not share an intent to build on this moment so lovingly sent? I'm witnessing so many wonderful souls and the ways you creative ignite. It's left me feeling invincibly up for the fight to light the torch of peace to guide our release from limiting fears and false beliefs. And the chief thing I know in all of this talk is thanks to you, I've found my reason to walk. And I'll persevere alone if so it must be, but I believe two heads are better than one, and I prefer you and me. So whatever it is that brings you balance and joy, come let us combine and our talents employ, and let us not be coy or limit the dreams we perceive, for what is together believed is together achieved. So I leave you with these lines of surrender and service. I'm here to create love. I believe that is my purpose. And our earth is more beautiful than I could ever express. So soulmate, do what you love, because it's what you do best. There we are. Let me know if that poem landed. Hit me up. Give me some comments. And we are going to dive straight into the session. Love it. Seeing some hearts. Facebook, you've done it. An emoticon for a heart. You know, who'd have thought it? So complex. And you've done it. Ravenel, blessings. Ravenel, like super video maker. You need to know anything about video making. Check out Ravenel. He's the man. He's the bomb. Cool, so let's do this. Tonight's session is called Your Standout Synergy System. And the intention is to help you turn your party pieces into power moves, okay? What's that all about? Well, in this new story age, okay, wows are the currency. Wows are the currency. And by that, I mean something that stirs a reaction, either in an incredible way, you're like, oh, wow. And what happens? Share, 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 share. And that person or that thing gets really well known, okay? Or, oh, wow, I can't believe they're doing that, like fracking. Wow, what kind of a fucking idiot, excuse my French. No, don't excuse my French. What kind of a fucking idiot creates an energy system that poisons our water, gives our children cancer, and makes our water in our taps turn on fire? I mean, total idiocy. That is a wow in the worst possible sense. And so if you've checked out my Facebook feed ever, you will know that I share about that wow, because it's total lunacy. So yeah, rant aside there. But wows are the story of this new story age. They are the currency, okay? And why? Because for those of you who saw some of the kind of earlier videos I shared introducing the creative ignition journey, we looked at the 2 laws of marketing in the new story. And that is that there is no separation and you are the system. There's no separation, you are the system. What that means is the personal and the business stuff, it's all one. As a species now, we are crying out for authentic connection. So that means that if there's no personal human stuff alongside your business stuff, then people are not going to be able to engage with you, because we are crying out for human authentic connection. And if that is the case, that it's about you, it means you are the system. Now you can use certain techniques or tricks or you know, email software or whatever, but ultimately you are the system. The way that works best for you is the best way, okay? And so the reason why, you know, this session is focusing on wows is because when you know your wows, you know the fullness of your garden, i.e. you know the full possibilities of what your assets might look like, and therefore how you can start leveraging those assets. Okay, so my intention for this evening for you is to make sure you have clarity on the wows that you have and how those wows might be able to impact another area of what you offer. Okay, so very quick example. Let me think. So yeah, I obviously do my poetry stuff. Okay, I do my poetry stuff, and rapping rhyming ability also allows me to connect with young people who are into kind of hip hop in a way that someone who isn't into that sort of stuff would never be able to, or would you know, for me it's like an instant, like there's an instant switch. As soon as I do some rhyming, they're like, hey, I'm curious to know more about this guy. Does that make sense? So I feel like I've been very blessed to discover ways, you know, accidentally and on purpose, that my wows in one area can add massive value to the wows that I try and create in another area. So let me know if that little introduction makes sense. Given that you know, this is new stuff that I'm testing out with you guys. This is brand new, and I feel like this could be super awesome, but I need to know that it's landing. So let me know. Does that make sense? You know, the wow is the currency of the new story, and that if we can identify our wows and the wows we have here and find ways for them to add value over there, then that's going to be pretty cool, right? So let me know. Does that make sense? And that's why I call it party pieces to power moves, because what might be a party piece over here could be a power move when it's actually used over here. Okay, so that's what that phrase means. Cool, fantastic. So Ravenel's loving that. Good. Outstanding. And have I got anything else to say on that? I don't think so. That's, you know, that's a lot of what the kind of introduction. You know, there's not a huge amount more needs to be said. You know, let's dive straight into. Cool. Yep. Good. Paul saying makes sense. Let's dive straight into it. So if you have got the workbook, you will see a screen where it says on there's one column that says what is the wow or the joy. So again, your wow could be something you simply love doing, because if you show up and start doing that thing and it's something you love doing, then you're going to bring that energy, right? And if you bring that joyous energy, it's, you know, it's going to rub off on people. Okay, so even if you may not consider it a wow at the moment, the fact that you love it, that it lights you up, means that if you share it with others, in whatever situation, it's going to light them up as well, because you're going to bring that energy, that vibe. Okay, cool, makes sense. Good. John is on the session. Big up, John. So you'll see on the workbook, there's one column that says what is the wow or the joy. And if you've just got a piece of paper and a pen or a journal, create one column. And the first column, there's going to be 3 columns. Okay, the first column is what is the wow / joy. Okay, what is the wow / joy. Okay, and before we even do any of that, before we even go into the 3 columns, okay, get your table ready with your 3 columns. Cool, do that. But the first thing we need to do, this is a synergy system, okay? And the science of synergy is something that I've made my fascination and study over the last, last few months, last few years, in fact. So what I want you to put down first, we need to put some structure in place so that we can develop some synergy from this, okay? So what I want you to write down first is 3 ways you would love to make a living and make a difference doing something you love. Okay, so 3 things you would love to do to make a living and make a difference. All right, good, it makes sense. Cool, fantastic. So yeah, write down 3 ways, and don't even worry if you're doing them or if you're not doing them or you don't even think it's possible. Just write down 3 ways you would love to make a living and make a difference. Okay, so that is the first step. There is 3 steps to this synergy system. The first is we've got to put some structure in, because structure creates synergy. Okay, structure creates synergy. Let me give you an example of what I mean by that. If you put 22 human beings with a round piece of leather in the middle of a field and nothing else, all you get is a chaotic mess. Okay, all you get is a chaotic mess. However, when you put some white lines in that make a rectangle approximately 100 yards by 70 yards, and you put 3 uprights at either end that form goalposts, well, suddenly you've got a football match, okay? And you create an incredible spectacle, all right? So that is what I mean when I say structure creates synergy. So as we go through this exercise, we're going to be looking at what your wows are and how they might add value to the different areas that you are currently bringing to the table. But to do that, we actually need to have a sense of what some of those areas are. So that is why we say, what are 3 things you would love to do to make a living and make a difference, okay? So note those down now, write those down now. And in truth, it would be super useful if you felt like it to post up some of those things you would love to do in the comments, so that as we go through, I can work with some live examples to kind of just riff and see what might come up as a way of clarifying if there's any questions, if there's any like, oh, I'm not sure I get that. Okay, so do that as well if you'd be so kind. Nice, fantastic, Jenny. Thank you. All right, writing, speaking workshops. Good. All right, sweet. We're gonna have some things to work with. Fantastic. Okay, cool. Excelente. So I am gonna just reach forward and share my screen on the hub, so that when the recording is there, you guys can see what's going on. On Facebook, don't worry, nothing's gonna change. I'm still gonna be here. It's still gonna be wonderful. So let me do that now. Share screen. This one. Start screen share. Awesome, cool. So now you've got those 3 areas. Cam's got it: football related, sports related, business, assisting the whole community. Cool. Okay, fantastic, nice, good. So and what that is literally that's the soil into which we're going to plant these different wow seeds, if you like. I know some crazy metaphors, but go with it. We'll see how it pans out. Okay. So next up, what is the wow? What is the joy? So I want you to make a list now of all the ways that you make people go wow. All the things that light you up with joy, okay? So here's some things you might want to think about. What have you done in the last 10 years, even longer than that perhaps, that has caused someone to cry tears of joy? Go ahead, note that down. Tears of joy, yes, tears of joy, good. So, or to, just to make them go, where they're kind of so moved they can barely speak. Okay, it doesn't necessarily have to be full on tears, but you get the sense, right? So first things, what have you done to make someone either shed joyful tears or kind of get so moved that they can barely speak? Okay, so note down a few of those. And then what have you done to have someone say to you, wow, you changed my life. You changed my life. So what have you done where someone has maybe sent you a letter, further down the line, or even just, they saw you for a moment. You said, when you said that, it changed my life because So what have you done to help someone shed beautiful tears? What have you done to have them say, you changed my life? And again, if this is just simply the joy rather than the wow, it could be where have you kind of shared some joy with someone, and they've, at the end, you were laughing, you were joking. It was a moment that you remember forever. That's another great one as well. What are some moments that you remember sharing that both of you or all the people involved remember forever? It's like a lifelong memory. Because is that a wow? Damn straight. So joyful tears, someone saying you changed my life, could just be something where someone goes, oh wow, like there's a program on that my sister used to love watching called Cake Boss, and it's basically where like the Great British Bake Off, they unveil the cake and people are just like, oh, wow. So what have you done? What have you done that's made someone go wow? Okay. And I just saw that Warren jumped on the session. the guy helps people to speak who've got like massive fears of public speaking. He helps them to speak. So is that his wow? Damn straight, that's one of his wows. All right, let me have a look at some of these. Right, nice. So Paul teaching others the importance of precious metals. For sure, like, you know, if you can help them to see that, you know, the ratio of gold to silver is this, and therefore if you invest in silver at this point and then sell at this point, it's going to do this for you. Yeah, that, you know, that can change their life, right? No doubt. Outstanding, outstanding. All right. All right. Perfect, 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 perfect. And one other way that you might think, you know, what's my wows is someone you love, or someone, you know, a friend, someone close to you might have gone, hey, hey Jenny, hey Karen, hey, hey Cam, hey Michelle, you know, I love your ... Complete that sentence. Complete that sentence. I love your ... Or, you know, I love it when you ... And yeah, we're not thinking along those lines, unless that happens to be one of your fields in which you're working. I love it when you, you know, I love it when you lay the table and cook me a romantic meal. I love it when I love your passion. You know, so if people have said that to you, that means your passion is a wow. It is a gift. All right, giving hope, sending energy and healing. Love it, love it, love it. I love my calmness. Fantastic. And that's a big one. Karen, thank you so much, because I actually had all my notes here going, what does that actually mean? That, so it could be when you say, oh, wow, it could be where you've helped others to go, oh, wow. They're like, wow, your cake is amazing, or your, you know, your gardening is amazing or something. Or it could be if you've made yourself go, wow. The other day I cooked some brownies. I'll be telling you more about those brownies in a bit. But I took a bite and I was like, oh my God. I think I actually swore. I was like, these are fucking awesome. So yeah, where have you made yourself go, wow, as well? Let's not lose sight of that. Enthusiasm for angels, awesome, loving this. Mate, guys, great, great, great sharing. Okay, so seeing all of you have got some wows, which is absolutely wonderful. And I really urge you, I think I've made quite a long, it's like an A4 page, so definitely keep going. Giving words of encouragement, being there for people, awesome. Okay, cool. So the other final thing on this, on the wows as well, if you are struggling to get any wows out, if you're struggling, right, also think about who are the people in your inner circle, and that means family, friends, who you know you could share their wows alongside yours. So, for example, you know, I mentioned Harry, who we're trying to get on the session. He tells an amazing story about how he came to be running one of the football industry's fastest growing businesses. Okay, and so because we're business partners and we're brothers, I know that if I'm in a situation where his wow is going to serve, I can say, hey, look, I've got this guy, he's amazing. And so I don't even have to kind of question whether he'll do it. We can sort out the dates later, but I know he'll do it because we're brothers. So what wows exist in your inner circle as well? What wows exist in your inner circle that you know you could share? You know, so from I know Michelle, for example. So Michelle is an author, and her sister, I think it is like a hot graphic designer. Has designed the book covers for her books and everything. So Michelle knows that she can leverage the wows of her sister as well, I'm assuming. So so yeah, if you're struggling with any of your own wows, note down some of the wows in your inner circle as well. Okay. Cool. So now is the time for we're gonna let those wows have sex. Okay. So they're either going to marry or they are going to copulate. Okay. And what we're trying to do is to explore ways in which this wow could come and serve over here in this area. So let me use some kind of live examples. Okay, people love my determination. Absolutely right. So here's the thing. So for example, like say Karen, I know you were saying that you've been to visit, you know, you've volunteered in old people's homes and stuff, in care homes. which is just super awesome anyway. But could it be that, for example, the determination that people love about you and the determination you've witnessed in the old people, in what they do in the care home, say perhaps Karen also had a love. One of the ways she wanted to make a living and make a difference doing something she loved was in working with young people as well, for example. Well, could Karen then take this lesson, this gift, this wow of determination that she knows in herself and she's witnessed in the old people, and use it to share as a story that could light up the young people? Okay, so do you get that? Do you get that as a way we're going to work this? That's how they're going to marry together. That's how they're going to kind of copulate and mate. All right, and there's a few guidelines for how that copulation and mating process can work. Okay, so let me just check the other comments. Yeah, okay, cool. So yeah, it is Michelle's sister. Fantastic. So one of the things you can look for in terms of how can your wows serve one another, cross-fertilize each other, okay, is there a common theme or a metaphor? Is there a common theme or a metaphor? So at the end of October, I'm heading to a friend's wedding up in Scotland. And he is an amazing guy who runs a jewelry company called Two Skies Designs. And he makes these bits of jewelry, which is, they're basically individual leaves coated in precious metals, coated in gold and silver. So you can get oak leaves, maple leaves, sycamore seeds, coated in gold and silver. Amazing, right? So what I did was, he's one of my inner circle. So I took his wow, these what they're called forever leaves, like, so they are unique pieces of jewelry, right? Because they have the real leaf inside. So no two leaves are the same. And I matched it with my personalized poems. I create these personalized poems that I call gift wraps for people, which celebrate their uniqueness. So you say you have someone you love and you want to honor and celebrate them. I create them a personalized poem. So I put together the personalized poems and these unique pieces of jewelry. So it was the kind of the shared theme, the common theme was, celebrating uniqueness. And as a result, when I put them out there, they went nuts. People really lapped them up, so to speak. So do you get that as an example of how you can bring two wows together? Is if there's a common theme or a metaphor that they can share. A metaphor is a very powerful one as well. Okay. Another way that you could marry your wows together is if there's a good fit. If there's a good fit. And a year or so ago, maybe a couple of years back, I actually hosted a dinner where, I felt like I knew so many awesome people. And I was like, well, what would happen if I put them all in the same room and we did some cool stuff? So I invited them to come and dine at the restaurant I used to manage. And this is one of the top restaurants in the country. It's one of only 3 restaurants in the whole country that has got a 10 out of 10 rating from the Daily Telegraph. So, we're talking very, very high level. So I knew that the food was going to be a wow. I also invited along some of my musician friends who I knew were just like super talented but unknown. And therefore, when they performed for people, the audience would be like, amazing, I've never seen anything like this. And I also brought in a way that people could contribute to each other. Where each person would say, hey, I need this, and every other person around the table would say, I've got this connection that can help, or have you checked out this, or I'm going to link you up with this person. Okay, so what that was I brought together a number of things that would fit well together. Okay, I had 3 separate wows. I had the contribution, I had the music, and I had the food. And I knew that if I put them in the right setting, then they would work synergistically together. Okay. So we've got the common theme or the common metaphor as a way that you can marry your gifts together, your wows together. We've got the good fits, where are there a number of different things that could work well together. So for example, let's go with a live example. So Michelle is an author, right? And her sister is an amazing graphic designer. So could it be that, I know also Sinead is on this session, and you might have seen in the group me posting up Sinead's video. We're going to try and get that song more airplay on radio because it's amazing. I hope you agree. So could it be that, for example, Michelle could link Sinead up with her sister, and Sinead could get this amazing bit of artwork, excuse me, which then, if Sinead went crazy on radio, Michelle's sister gets more attention. And also Michelle gets to say that, hey, I facilitated this amazing creative connection. And when I work with authors, that's one of the things I do. So can you see how there's a good fit there as a live example? Okay. I am just going to drink some water because I'm nearly dying. Welcoming my brother Harry onto the session. Finally, he's managed to work out how it is. Good. So yeah, and let me talk a bit about this as well, because actually we have a live example. Cameron is on the session, Harry's on the session, and recently Harry and I got back from Australia, where we were working with Cameron to deliver some coaching sessions out there, some football trials, because that's Harry's business, for a load of Australian football players. And what worked so well is we bought some wows, right? The coaching team were some of the best coaches in the UK. So already when they landed in Australia, they were giving something of really high level. We also brought across this guy who's got too much energy, he's talks a bit too loudly, and talks about creativity and uprising and all this stuff. Yours truly. And thankfully, my stuff turned out to be a wow as well. So what we had, and we weren't even sure it was going to work as well. It was like, yeah, we knew the coaching was going to be cool, and we knew we had a strong product from Harry with the football trials. We didn't know if adding my kind of, inspirational sessions around mindset, psychology would work. And thankfully, hopefully Cam has said it was fantastic. Good. So yes, Cam has confirmed that those wows that we brought together, that we had, mating together, it was a good fit, right? So common theme or metaphor, good fits. And the final way that you can marry your wows together, there may be more as well. This is brand new content for you guys. So let me know if this is useful as well, right? The final way you can use this, you bring your wows together, is to authenticate and educate. To authenticate and educate. And what I mean by that is to use your wows in one area to show people your human side, to show people the fullness of your personality, so that they get to like and trust and know you more from the business side. So I'm trying to think of a specific example of this. Let me have a look. Have I even got one on me? Well, I guess. Oh yeah. So yeah, good example, right? The video I shared called Rallying Cry. Where I was spinning the fire and everything, right? So you saw from that, my skills are still developing there, but that fire spinning is a bit of a wow, okay? And that shows you one of the other things that I'm into in my life. It gives you a little insight into my personality, into my authentic self, okay? And then, I had my message around, we as a species are better than this. We can tell a new story. I used that personal side to give you a sense of authentically who I am. And your other wows can also be used to educate. Say, for example, I love cooking brownies. What I could do is I could take the process of cooking a brownie and use it, say, as a metaphor for how I might connect with a young person. So say I was teaching a session on how to connect with young people who have challenges with confidence and don't trust people. I could say, well, listen, in this brownie recipe, one of the things we're not going to do is when you mix together the eggs and the sugar, to keep it nice and squidgy, to keep it so it's really perfect, we're not going to beat the eggs too hard. Now you might think, how does that work? Well, actually, over here, a lot of people will dive into, they'll kind of try and really wow the young person. They'll go too hard into it. They'll kind of try and share all this stuff, all this energy. Whereas actually, you need to kind of not beat things too quickly. You need to just really be gentle and try and meet them where they are. A bit of a clumsy metaphor, but does that make sense? How you could use a wow in one area to educate about a wow in another area. Okay. So guys, let me know how this lands. I'm going to look through the comments, see if there's any more useful examples, like more live examples I can come up with. And there is some homework or play work, okay, which is to post up into the Creative Uprising group your wows and some ideas you have about how they can marry together. And then what we are going to do, we are going to harness the power of our circle, of our energy, and we're going to post up, hey, well, Michelle, you were saying you could, your wow could mix here. Well, have you thought about, putting your wow over here as well? Okay. So we're going to harness the power that none of us is smarter than all of us. Okay. So we're all going to be able to offer unique perspectives on each other's wows. So that's your play work, your homework. Post up your wows into the group and some ideas you've got about how they can link together. And we're going to have a live kind of synergy session together throughout this evening and tomorrow about you know, any ideas we have, hey, have you checked out this person, etc., etc. This is where we can start to really wow each other. Okay, cool. So let me know, how's this landing? I'm going to check the comments, and yeah, we're heading into the lock-in session now. So that is the structure, that's the process. And I guess one final thing to say about it is, when you're designing how they might kind of mix together, it can help to keep in mind the question, how will it serve? So how would me sharing my brownies example in the world of young people, how would it serve? How would it serve? Because perhaps it might help to clarify exactly how you make that bridge, how you make that cross-fertilization. In some instances, though, it may actually hinder. So, you know, just use it. But I put it in there in the workbook so that you have it as a guide if you need it. Okay. So I'm going to check the comments. I'm going to check the hub. Let me know how it's landed. Has this kind of content been useful? It's brand new, like I said. So what are people saying on the hub? What are people saying here? Nice, art therapy, love for art and healing. Okay, awesome. So, so Jenny posted, what are some other things? So, okay, cool. So here's the thing. Let me just check back into Jenny's comments so I can just remind myself. Oh, yeah, giving hope, sending energy and healing. Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. All right. So nice. So I mean, so Jenny, here's the thing, right? So one of your wows is listening, okay? And guys, check out the comments just so you can follow this example. So one of your wows is listening. So I wonder, it's literally just springing up. So could you have a session on working with your clients about listening to the art of their heart? And what I maybe mean is by that is, could you get them to kind of really listen to what's the art that's being called forth from them as a part of their healing, so that they're not perhaps kind of consciously trying to think about creating art and doing therapy, but actually when you get them to listen to the art of their heart and create from that space, it might be you're bringing together that really deep listening that you're amazing at, and you're giving that same gift to your clients in a way that's marrying the art together as well. So I hope that that live example, whether it would work or not for you, Jenny, for everyone watching, you can see how we might start to bring these together, okay? Let me check this. Grab some water. Nice. So Harry makes a great point there. He's saying it helps to kind of break down the industry that you might want to work in. And because here's the thing, right? So let me think. What I take from Harry's example there is when I was in the whole kind of personal development world, I was first discovering it, I didn't really see a way that actually my poetry would work and make an impact. Because a lot of it I saw was about this, like, hey, I'm going to teach you how to make £30,000 in 27 seconds. It was all about kind of wealth creation. But I realized that was simply one sector of the personal development industry, and that there was a whole other part, and actually a very much a rising part, that was tired of this, quick money thing, and was calling out for much more heart. And in those sorts of settings, my poetry landed super powerfully. So yeah, really, I take on board Harry's point there, which is, I'd invite you, if you're thinking, well, I know that I have a wow in this particular area of my industry, are there other areas that it might land well in as well? Or are there other industries that connect into that current industry that you could then link with as well? Okay. All right, so Edwin's just doing motorcycles, playing music, helping people with DIY. Okay, nice. Nice. Good. So, stuff with motorcycles, playing music. Okay, nice. So here's the thing, right? These wows as well, we spoke about the 2 laws of marketing. There's no separation and you are the system. So in order to kind of get yourself known for the whole of what you do, it helps to share some of your wows. So I'm just looking at Edwin's comments there, and he said, the areas he'd love to make a living and make a difference in are stuff with motorcycles, playing music, helping people with DIY, and that might be his wows as well. So what I'm just riffing again here is, it could be one of the ways that Edwin could, get people talking about him is he might choose to come up with a weekly blog post that is the perfect music for this situation. And, it's a bit of fun, but what it does is people are like, hey, shit, Edwin, that song was awesome. You know, it's like the perfect music to play when you are motorcycling down the M1, or the perfect music to play when you've just had a breakup, or the perfect music to play when you are cooking a stir fry. And people might be like, nah, that's it. But then they listen to this song while they're having a stir fry, and it's the one, okay? So that maybe it's not instantly going to make Edwin bucket loads of cash or, you know, change people's lives, but it's going to bring joy. It's going to bring joy. And that's such a key thing, is actually your wows are designed to bring joy. Because if you bring joy to people, they will tell other people about the joy you've created for them. It's really simple. We know this, but it bears repeating. Okay. Let me check out some more of these comments. All right, nice. Yeah, so Cameron's saying, you know, with her sister's awesome graphics, she could produce something for children's books in the schools. And no surprise, we have seen this happen time and again. Michelle is working on a children's book. This synchronicities is so beautiful. Again, I'll honor every one of you, because the things that keep coming up are so crazy, so nuts. They kind of freak me, even me out. And I'm, you know, I live this stuff. So beautiful. All right, so Jenny's saying, thanks for a better example. Amen to what you said. Fantastic. So, yeah, roll with that kind of vibe. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right, good. Cool. So, guys, any questions? Remember, your homework, post up your wows and your ideas into the group so we can all serve you by suggesting some different marriages of your wows as well. Cool. Post up some questions. Any questions? Otherwise, I think, you know, we're good. We're good. Still going to be here. I never know how long the old delay is. And you know, well done for, you know, this is with seven sessions in. I hope you're starting to get a sense of the value now that this is going to be serving you, and again how things are starting to kind of work together. We looked right in the first session at the things you love doing, the energy, and we're bringing some of that here now as well. Clinton is here. Nice, nice, nice. Cool. Michelle wants to encourage kids to write and publish. Let's do that thing. Let's do that thing. And that, again, that's where, you know, so who within your inner circle works with young people, because that's where you know, that's where you can synergize the wows as well. Okay. All right. Nice. Cam, have fun at school. I know it's about time you're heading to school. So serve your young people well. Go well. They go with our love and with the group's love. Mate, who'd like to have Cam as a teacher? Like, no brainer, right? Although I did have a PE teacher, the rumor was that he basically was a secret agent. He used to kind of drive around the school in this kind of lowered black BMW, and he'd literally, like, he'd do handbrake turns into parking spots and things. And he's the kind of guy who he'd be walking across the field with a suitcase, with his like suitcase, with his briefcase, sorry, and with a suit on, and, you know, like a ball would like roll over to a football, and he'd do 4 or 5 keepy ups, catch it on his neck, flip it up, and like backheel it back to you perfectly, and then walk off without breaking a stride. So definitely we thought he was probably a superhero or a secret agent. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. So Jenny, if you're not already in the group, I'm definitely going to add you and paste that in there as well. Yeah, good. That's so me. Oh, that is so you as well, Cameron. Okay, nice. Good. Well, we've got 2 secret agent PE teachers. Guys, it's been an absolute blessing. I'm gonna still be on the old social media after this, so any other questions that come up, stick them up there. Stick your wows in the group, and I can't wait to see you for tomorrow's session. What is happening tomorrow? Ooh, we've got tomorrow another new session. I'm going to be doing it brand new with you. I came across this thing, and it struck me as like that's an absolute game changer. So I'm going to be doing it with you. We're going to like trial it together. It's going to be awesome. Clint. Let's do a live session and write a book together. Oh, nice. Okay, cool. Yeah. So no doubt we're going to have some standout synergy wows created as a result of this group together as well. And I leave with that intention. I leave with, you know, massive love for you guys. Thanks so much. I'll see you tomorrow, and I'll see you online whenever.